Alright everyone, and welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new here. I'm Christina, aka The Variety. Today, we're back with another round of good old Smackdown reactions. So, we've got a bunch of matches coming up tonight. We've got Liv Morgan versus Sonya Deville coming up. We got the women's tag team titles on the line. And we've got Sheamus versus Solo Sikoa. And this better lead to the Brawling Brutes and the Bloodline feuding, or I'm gonna be mad. Either way around, grab your snacks, grab your choice of beverage, get comfy and cozy, and let's get to it. This should be good. I'm excited to see this, because we saw them in the Fatal 4-Way last week with each other, so I'm excited to see what this one-on-one matchup is going to look like. Dang, right into the sponsorship, too. Well, they're in Toledo, Ohio tonight. I know a thing or two about Toledo, Ohio. Wait a second, but you already have a freaking megastar on SmackDown. Logan Paul ain't it, fam. There we go! That could be a feud idea! Oh my god, somebody sign me up. Wait, what's with the Bray Wyatt random cut-in like that? Okay, did I miss something, or is Solo Sikoa's music, like, brand new or something? Oh, he even gets a little unique little nameplate, too! Look at that! Alright, just have these two beat the poop out of each other. That'll be great. I don't care how we get to it, but I want to see Sheamus versus Roman. The honorary Sami Zayn. What is he, a judge now, Cole? Come on. You gotta give him the full title, the honorary Oos. Did he just call him Solo Sikoa? Come on, Cole, get it together. Oh, huge clothesline right there from Sheamus. Okay, but that's pretty fair, though, because that's kind of how it works. It's like, yeah, if this person likes them, then I guess I'm gonna like them too, but not always the case. Always go with your gut instincts, kids. Always go with your gut instinct. If something's saying, like, ooh, this person's a little off, or, something's a little off, listen to it. Unsolicited life advice with Christina. Oh, right into the steel steps. I don't know which one's worse, taking it or, like, actually performing the move, because I'm like, running into steel just sounds painful, let alone getting crushed into steel. Like, they both sound painful. Wait, how did Sheamus, like, get back inside the ring and everything like that, though? Like, before the break, he was in one corner, and then he somehow got into the other corner. How many clotheslines are you gonna go for, Sheamus? Oh my god, Sheamus's, like, sweat is, like, coming right down his nostril right there. Oh my god, why'd they have to zoom in on that a little bit? Say what you want about the Bloodline, but at least the Usos and Solo and Sami, they're showing up at least once or twice a week on the weekly programs. Because sometimes they're on both Raw and SmackDown, so brownie points to those guys for just putting in the work. Oh no! Oh, ow! See, it's little details for me. They mentioned the shoulder on commentary. And again, it's the little things that add up. I love how, like, as Sheamus is clubbing Solo, like, Butch and Ridge are kind of just, like, making the same motion at ringside. Everything's falling apart at ringside. That sounds about right. Leave the commentary table alone. What did it ever do to you? Alright, Solo picks up a win against Sheamus. Decent little match to kick things off with. Oh no, what is happening with the chairs? Oh no, oh no, oh no, 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 oh god. Boy howdy, the bloodline just keeps going through people. Alright, so we have a message from Bray Wyatt here, and the commentary table got fixed, so that's lovely. This is true. Talking things out can help some people. What's with this, like, Halloween-esque music, almost? I mean, it is spooky season, hence why we, changed up the font color for this segment, right? Look at, like, the crowd right there. They kind of panned out to the crowd a little bit, and you can see just how into it they are. Like, even for a video like this, like, they're into it. I swear, I don't understand the logic on some of the nameplate things. Like, grew up a WWE fan. Like, I grew up a WWE fan, but I'm not going around with a nameplate or anything like that. Speaking of women's champion, where the heck's Ronda at? Like, she wasn't on SmackDown last week, and I don't see any sign of her this week so far. Yeesh. She just got shoved right down to the mat. Okay, that was nice right there with the front dropkick situation thing. Liked that. Okay, so we're back inside the ring after the break, and Liv is all fired up. I get that, like, I guess losing a title would change you, but oh boy howdy, did this change Liv quite a bit. Alright, we're at an 8 count. They gotta get back inside the ring though, right? Oh, we got a double count out here, people. It's a draw. But wait, why are you happy about that, though? Or is she just happy that she inflicted the pain on Sonya? I don't know, but I'd be mad if I just, like, cost myself the match. Also, I don't understand. Are we supposed to be cheering for Liv or booing for her at this point? Because she's attacking people like a bad guy would, right? I don't know. Okay, but, like, you can be somewhere in between a nice girl next door and not so nice girl next door. Okay, so we have at least 4, 5 chairs in the ring, soon to be 6. I don't know about y'all, but I got confused by this segment. I don't know. It could just be me, just being tired as poop. But, like, this was just really confusing because I'm like, well, this was quite a turn from, like, even, like, just a couple of weeks ago when we watched Extreme Rules. Like, as champion, like, you obviously want to have a little bit of an edge to you, but, like, ever since Liv lost the title, it's, like, within, like, 2 weeks. Like, I don't know. It could have been a little bit more slower of a build up. I don't know. Does that make any sense? Am I making any sense? I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Perfect. We're back to Braun just yelling and not using his indoor voice. Love that for us. If you watch our Universe Mode series, you know. Oh shoot, this dude's like freaking like 2 feet taller than me almost, because I'm 4'11". What's up with the cameras getting right up in the noses tonight? I don't like this. Alright, so we got MVP but no Omos. I can't relate to any of this. Look, I have the misfortune of sharing a height with stupid Big Ed over on 90 Day Fiancé, okay? Like, that's how the world works right now, apparently. That's almost 2.5 feet taller than me, shoot. Well, yeah, because he was the monster among men at one point, and now he's the monster of all monsters somehow. Screw being normal, man. It's cool. It's cool to not be normal. Didn't we get the memo, Braun? Come on. Alright, so we're getting Braun versus Omos at Crown Jewel. That's gonna be an instant 5-star classic. I'm all for big dudes beating up big dudes, but when you try to, like, make a storyline about giants versus giants, I don't know, it, like, doesn't connect with me as a fan. It could just be me thing where it's like, okay, I'm interested to see how this match is gonna go and to see the face-off, but, like, it's not something that, like, many of us can relate to, or at least I sure as heck can't relate to it. Okay, if this guy's towering over Braun like this, and Braun's supposedly, like, 6'8" or whatever, like, I'm probably, like, half that. Probably close to half of Omos. One half Omos. I'm interested to see how this matchup is gonna go for curiosity's sake, but, like, I'm not hooked into the story. Alright, so we have the women's tag titles on the line coming up next. And I like this damage control group. I know, like, some people are like, well, they're losing steam, and I'm like, hey, I'm just happy that we're getting them on TV, like, at least, on one or both of the shows. Like, I'm cool with that, and hey, at least we're seeing the women's tag titles on screen a lot more, and at least they're being utilized in some shape or form, and not forgotten about. Well, hey, at least we're guaranteed that the Michael Cole and Bailey feud continues. Look at the commentators actually acknowledging NXT and, like, the past history between these two. I love Shotzi's gear. And I might be biased because, like, green's my favorite color and everything, but her gear looks awesome. And literally, there goes Io right into Dakota because Raquel just tossed her into Dakota. That was pretty creative. That was a very creative double team right there. Nice sneaky springboard right there from Io. Love that for them. Oh my god. I get the inadvertent part, but it's like, was that necessary? I don't know. Just keep the tag titles on those two for as long as possible. That is all. I mean, hey, it was a good match. I enjoyed it, so I can't complain. There were a couple of weird things, but I'm like, you know what? It was still an okay match. It was serviceable, and I enjoyed it, and that's what counts. See, this works for me. This works a lot. I'm here for it. And I like how this feels a lot like distinguishable, and I like how we're kind of getting these little character intros. Like, there was a video package for LA Knight earlier. Now we're getting, like, this little segment thing with Legado del Fantasma. I don't know. I'm kind of here for it. Could get interesting. Hey, bro, you just lost, like, last week. We were here for this. You lost in, like, a minute and a half. How does that make you better than the rest of the roster? That ring announcer just crushes it every single week with this group, and I love it. So we're getting Rey Mysterio versus Ludwig Kaiser. There we go. I'm like, hang on here. I remember my German. Oh yeah, and we had a Ronda Rousey sighting, and she was like, I'm just here to be the best, and screw you people. And that was basically the gist of it. And I'm like, okay, at least we're keeping her in the bad guy role. But we don't have, like, really anybody to go after her now. Oh, see, this is nice. Michael Cole's giving us a little bit of backstory on these people. This is nice. Well, like, I like Imperium, and, we've been following them for a little while, and we've reacted to them in the past, but it's nice to know that, like, they're getting a little bit more depth than the people at home that might not know who Imperium are, like, who each of the people are. Like, they're getting a little bit more information and insight. Well, how do we know that Vinci actually did something? Because all we saw was Rey Mysterio doing the, like, super slide thing outside the ring. So how do we know that he actually did anything based on the camera angle? I think a contrast in styles is a very, like, vast understatement, Cole, between Gunther and Rey Mysterio. I mean, to be fair, the Toledo area code's not that far off of 619. The Toledo area code is 419. I know, it's Rey Mysterio's finisher and they're chanting for it, but I mean, we gotta throw in we gotta throw in a little Ohio info for y'all, too. I like how it's been a little bit of a competitive matchup, too, so that's nice to see. Wait, why did Ray just fall backwards? Oh. Oh, he's doing the Eddie tribute thing. Got it. Okay, so Vinci and Gunther are both, like, out from ringside. The referee kicked them out. Oh, he got the knees up. Oh, 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 into the roll up, into the roll up. Oh. Overall, not bad of a match. Can't complain. We had some plot developments. Love that for us, so yay, team! Alright, so we have Logan Paul in the main event here tonight. Roman's apparently not here because he's supposed to be here next week on SmackDown, thank God. Yeah, way to break the fourth wall, dude. Dude, you're not from Shut up, Logan Paul. Alright, we're getting the map out, people. I'm waiting for this one. Well, yeah, because, like, you're not in your hometown, dude. Like, my hometown's next to your hometown. Why is this closing the show? Unless if something good's gonna happen, I don't know. I mean, I think a lot of us have that same desire, but go on. That was a nice little surprise right there. I mean, Logan Paul kind of got kicked in. I mean, are we supposed to be surprised by this, though? Because Jay wasn't on board with the plan earlier, and he's never really, like... Remember when they first started this whole bloodline situation when it was, like, just Roman and the Usos and stuff, and, like, how it was, like... Jay was really reluctant to kind of like follow Roman and everything like that. I feel like this, is kind of coming back a little bit more full circle in that sense. Protect Sammy! Protect Sami Zayn! Run, Sammy, run! Why is this dude wearing a White Sox cap in Toledo? Y'all, I didn't buy Logan Paul being number one contender like beforehand. I'm still not buying it. Just because he doesn't get along with the bloodline, that doesn't mean that he's number one contendership material. Like, why is it that Bayley has to go up against Bianca Belair to earn an opportunity, like, on Monday night? But Logan Paul can just waltz right in and be like, hey, this is my third match and I'm a big name, and I didn't do anything. Not really, anyway. I had a couple good matches, but I suddenly get a title opportunity, and then just lumps the entire state of Ohio altogether? No! No! So before we close out the final thoughts, we're going to introduce a new little segment called Ohio Geography in the context of Logan Paul. Because he's like, oh, I'm so happy to be back in Ohio. I'm like, dude, that's not even like where you're from. Because my hometown is right next to his hometown. So let's get to it, kids. Alrighty, kids. So today in our first ever introductory segment called Ohio Geography with Christina. I know we need to work on the name a little bit, but we're gonna take our pal Logan Paul here. He is from Westlake, Ohio. So we got the map of Ohio pulled out. Here's where Toledo is right here, all the way up near the Indiana-Michigan border, the other tri-state of Ohio. See right there? Zoom in a little bit. Let's take a look at where Westlake, Ohio is. Bam! Right there. Notice which city it is close to. The land, Cleveland, Ohio. Is it closer to Toledo or to Cleveland? Now, to give you some perspective here, it's an hour and a half or so to get from good old Westlake, Ohio to Toledo, Ohio. And this makes logical sense because it takes roughly about, I would say about 45 minutes to an hour, depending on traffic, to get into Sandusky, Ohio, which is kind of the halfway point between the two. Sandusky, Ohio is indeed where wonderful Cedar Point is at. So, that being said, this makes no sense. And you might be wondering, too, why the beef with Logan Paul being from Westlake? Well, kids, here's my hometown right next door in good old Rocky River, Ohio. And it is closer to Cleveland than Westlake is. And further away from Toledo than Westlake is, but not by much. So yeah, they're next door neighbors. So yeah, that's my hometown right there. right along the beautiful shores of Lake Erie. They don't get that luxury, but we do, so that's nice. Essentially, all these western suburbs out here are all kind of lumped into like the western suburbs of Cleveland, and we just sort of refer to ourselves as being from Cleveland. Now, Cleveland is technically what we would call Northeast Ohio, and then all the way out here in Toledo is what we refer to as Northwest Ohio. So there you have it, kids. And if you're wondering where I'm at in comparison to my hometown, bam, all the way at the bottom of the state. So there you have it, kids. And then they're going to be in Dayton, Ohio tomorrow, which is like 45 minutes away from me. So there is today's edition of Ohio Geography with Christina in the context of Logan Paul. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed that little segment. I've been wanting to do that for a little while, okay? It's been kind of bubbling up inside for a little bit, and I'm glad that I got that out there. I'm like, this is a good timing. Let me go in hard. But I hope that gives you a little bit of insight. Typically speaking, a lot of people from Cleveland, we typically have family, of course, out in Toledo and that sort of thing. Like, that's where a lot of my mom's family's from, is kind of like from Sandusky, Ohio, all the way up until you get to Toledo and that sort of thing. So, yeah, that being said, I hope you all enjoy that little extra bonus segment and that sort of thing. Let me know if you want more of those sorts of things as they kind of pop up. But either way around, tonight's episode of SmackDown definitely dragged out, I think, this week. And I don't know what it was. Something was off about it. Like, it started out okay, but it was like, there was a lot of action, but there was also like, I don't know. It just, there wasn't that energy that was there last week. So I'm hoping that kind of, we get back to that, like, for next week. But overall, episode was okay. Again, not as good as last week, but it had its bright spots. The opening match was good. The Rey Mysterio and Ludwig match was also pretty good as well. And we got a little bit more insight into the new additions. Like, we had a video package for LA Knight. We had Ronda Rousey turn heel and, do her thing and all that stuff. So I guess that's fine. And then Legado del Fantasma had a really cool little video package there. But yeah, there were some logical questions in there that I'm like, okay, what is happening here? The women's tag match was also pretty good too. And then the Liv and Sonya situation, I'm just confused now at this point. I don't know what's going on there. I'm like, how do you go from this to this in like a couple of weeks? I know that she did a couple of cool extreme things like before the pay-per-view, like the top of the turnbuckle into the announce table kind of thing. It logically didn't make sense to me anyway. Like, that should be something that you build up over the course of like a few weeks maybe, but like not right away. I don't know. That could just be me thing. But I thought everything else was okay, pretty passable. But yeah, hopefully the go home show next week to Crown Jewel should be interesting, so we'll have to see what happens there. But thank you all so much for tuning in. Leave a like, leave a comment, make sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button so you get notifications around here and that sort of thing. And thank you all so much for all the love and support for that first reaction video. I don't know if it was just because of like the timeliness or how germane it was to the community, but hopefully you all stick around for this video and all the other videos we got out. We just released the vlog for Blink Cincinnati, the Light and Art Festival thing that I went to last weekend for 4 days in a row. And, that's uploaded, and we do universe mode and that sort of thing too. So, thank you all so much for tuning in, and thank you all so much for the love and support thus far. I greatly appreciate it, and I will see you all in the next one.